The first thing we need to consider is if our kids like what they choose. My child here is weird herself, so might as well, let her choose what she wants. You talk a lot, why not talk in front of people? Wow!
We need to give a little bit of context to you guys. So, Chinese family, you guys are from Hong Kong, and you actually grew up doing music.
Yeah.
Dad
since
also.
9.
What's it called again?
Royal School of Music exam. Yeah.
There you go. What grade did you go up to?
Grade 8.
How old were you when you got to grade 8?
I think it's before college.
Dad did a lot of band stuff.
Yes.
Band and orchestra stuff at his school.
Yes.
Compared to a lot of other Chinese families that we knew, that's kind of weird.
Not the normal.
It's not normal. That's one part of the context. The other part is we're a pastor's family.
Yes.
There are a lot of eyes on us at church.
True.
To look at us like we're some sort of model family or whatever.
Yeah.
Geggy, I call him Geggy, but that's my older brother, became a professor.
Yeah.
And I became a musician.
Yes.
Not only did I become a musician, I became an online content creator.
Yes.
That is really weird in not only a Chinese family, but also a Chinese Christian pastor's family.
True.
Everybody is you either be a doctor, lawyer, someone rich, basically. Now that you guys have the full context, I wanted to ask you, what did you think about me going into music as my profession?
I think I've already pretty prepared myself when you go to the School of Music.
At the point that you thought maybe Joe is going to do this for real, what was your thought process there?
You remember you were struggling between being an artist and going to School of Music. Jo told me that she cannot decide. She liked both. So I asked her to write down the pros and cons of being a fine artist or being a musician. And what does she doesn't like, what does she like, and then compare the two tables. The result is that she likes music more, so we let her do the music. I think the background of my thinking is that my parents let me choose what I want to study in college. I got an A in Chinese and an A in English.
Right.
And I don't know if it is a B in music. And the rest is you don't want to see. Yeah.
You should tell them the actual grade.
I have a math in H.
That is beyond an F.
H is the lowest, and geography in H. Very contrasting, yes.
It was clear what you were good at.
Yeah, so my mom said I have 2 letters
on the H's.
On the rockets.
Yeah, because
to send me to the college.
The 2 A's on the H's look like little rockets.
Yeah, my parents both let me choose what I choose. And I wish they have more advice than just let me, but they can't because they don't know. They don't know how to give me advice. So they just let me choose.
Did their friends think it was weird that you went into Chinese literature and English language?
That I don't know because I didn't hear about it.
Oh, so you guys know that's very unusual in your generation.
Yeah.
And especially for their generation to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Was completely unheard of. Even in my generation, that is fairly rare.
I know. So I was very lucky. I went to 3 interviews in the college. And then I chose Chinese literature as my major, and then English language as my minor.
Yeah.
I don't want to choose English literature because I don't want to read Shakespeare.
So was that why you were comfortable letting me do music?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think that it was impractical?
Let's say it this way. If I have other child, then it can be weird. But my child here is weird herself. So might as well, let her choose what she wants.
You believe that I could make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you didn't think it was impractical.
Yeah, I don't think of impractical.
Wow, I actually didn't know that.
I'm a Christian. I think God will lead you to, I don't know, it's not my plan. It's
you really see it as my path, not yours.
Exactly. In college, you started to make videos.
Oh, yeah.
And we are actually very happy. We means Dad and I and Goggy. We think it fits you really well. You talk a lot, why not talk in front of people? But we have to monitor you in the first 2 years.
Internet safety, right? Weirdly, I think nowadays a lot of people forget about internet safety. So the way that it went down was that I was like showing you guys a bunch of YouTube videos, right? After a while, you guys like had like an intervention style meeting with me where like all three of you were like, Joe, you talk a lot. And you
talk well,
Thank you. You like show us all these videos, like why don't you do it too?
Yeah.
But like at the same time we want to keep you safe.
Yeah.
So let's monitor you for 2 years.
Yeah.
And make sure that you are safe and you know how to deal with internet safety and you can be independent and then you can do whatever you want.
And why we enjoy your videos
Yeah,
too.
it made me think twice about what I was saying, make sure to keep my security.
Yes, especially that time you're still a young girl.
Yeah, I was like maybe 19 or 20 at that time.
Exactly.
I know it sounds weird for us to say that that's a young girl, but like
compared to
now, like, because I'm in like my early 30s now. I think the experiences that I've had now, I look back at how I was then and I'm like, wow, I was very young, green,
green, yes.
Not so much immature as much as just inexperienced.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's like everyone has to go through that. That is like, that's part of growing up, right?
Exactly.
But like due to inexperience though, you can run into potential problems, especially when it comes to internet safety. You don't want people doxing you. That's what
that's what we're thinking.
Is that you don't want people to dox me. YouTube only came out in like 2006, 2007, right? And then I started making videos in 2010. Plus, my audience is a very niche audience. You would think that by now I would have way more than 50,000 subscribers, right? But I don't.
But you concentrate on musicians.
My niche audience are people who are genuinely very nerdy about
exactly
all of this stuff. I don't cater to general audiences. I don't cater to people who don't want to go full nerd. Yeah. I'm a nerd and I want to make content that I would watch. Especially because of that, because I am catering to such a niche audience. There was a very small chance that I would even make this become a lot of my career. Right? Like what were your thoughts about that?
Sometimes it's contradicting, like my thinking. As a mom, I always like of course I want you to have more
fortune,
career,
prosperity.
But on the other side, I want you to be safe. I want your audience to be all like, they want to learn, they want to grow up with you. And not like nowadays there are many audience who just want to watch and criticize. And I don't want those audience to be in your world.
So like you wanted me to be famous, like more famous, but then at the same time you see the benefits of being a smaller creator.
Exactly,
right?
yes. And I am very happy that you started your online teaching.
Yeah.
Because that fits your character to teach online. It's a new thing. There are rooms that you can develop. So over the COVID time.
That was perfect, actually.
It's perfect for you.
Yeah, I mean, COVID was not perfect.
Exactly.
To be fair, okay, COVID was bad. I think a lot of people don't actually realize that I started my online teaching before COVID. I started it in, I think it was actually back in like 2015. Something like that.
Yeah.
But because it was so unpopular then, I didn't have a lot of students.
Yeah, because people cannot imagine learning flute online. And even I told my friends that my daughter teach flute online.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh really? She can?
Pretty much any music teacher nowadays has had to try online teaching because of COVID. Now though, like if I meet new people and they ask me what I do, usually what I try to do is just say I'm a flute teacher and like just leave
skip the word online.
Because it's so much to explain.
Yeah. When I heard you share with me some of your students go to music school
Yeah.
because you teach them. I'm more than happy, that you teach online. Yeah, because you have your own way to do it.
You've always repeated this about me, is that like I don't do well with rules.
Yeah, totally.
Or like tradition.
Yeah,
I guess.
Exactly.
Like,
you don't do tradition thing, and so it's good for you to start new things.
I have been part of like very, very typical music studios. I ended up just quitting because it just was more worth it to start my own thing, which was very scary because
it is.
I went from a full studio to like nothing twice now. I've done it twice.
Yeah. Good for you. I mean, yeah. Good,
Thanks, Mom.
Good experience and adventure.
I guess now I'm getting to the point in my life where I think about my own potential kids.
Oh.
And I'm just like, why did Mom let me do that?
You think I have other way?
You're watching your baby do all of this very unpredictable thing, right? Because like going into music on its own is already very unpredictable. Like the music
True.
world is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And then 2 is going into online content creation. It was so new when I started that like no one thought it could be part of your career.
Just try.
Yeah. I guess like maybe the other thing too is that I felt like the way you and Dad looked at it was, you're young, you can totally mess this up and you still have a lot of life to.
Oh, now that you said it, I know why Dad would let you do what you want to do. It's because his dad want him to be an engineer.
Yep. And then he actually did become an engineer for a very long time.
His dad doesn't know anything about, going to college, but he want him to be an engineer because his friend was an engineer. So he really admire his career and want his son to be like that.
Oh.
So Dad became an engineer and discovered that he doesn't like to be an engineer after like 20 years.
Yeah, because like wasn't he in his 40s by the time he did his vocational change?
Yes. That's why when you said you want to be a musician, he won't oppose it.
Yeah, because he's done the midlife vocational change.
Yeah.
Dad is really interesting because he's like, well, you like this? Well, you're going to go all in.
Exactly.
Like it's all or nothing.
Yes.
There's no trying it. It's you do it. To the point that Dad straight up didn't let me get any other job that was not being a musician. I either had to gig or I had to teach. He was like, don't waste your time doing any other job. He was just like, you need to develop your resume like right now with like all the music things on it possible. Dad goes hard. Yeah, you're right. I think it's because he didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
So I think he feels like he wasted 20 years.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, you got this extra 20 years that I didn't have. Like, go hard now.
Yeah.
Right?
If you like it.
I do get a lot of questions from people asking me how to convince their parents to let them go in. But the thing is, I never had to convince. In fact, they had to convince me to go into music and into online content creation. I wasn't actually going to do it.
I think we're weird.
We're weird. We're very backwards. So like, I get all these questions that are like, how do I convince my parents to let me do it? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe this is the video that convinces them.
Hopefully.
But anyway, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yes. I want to share this.
Oh yes, we should probably give a little bit more context. So Mom is still playing music. You play music at church. All the different churches that
Piano.
Dad talks to. Yeah, so Mom plays piano. You have small hands.
Yes.
I also have small hands. And so we have small hand problems. And part of the small hand problems, I think you have smaller hands than me. And you have double jointed fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Mom has found some helpful things.
Yeah. In my 50s, I had that, what do you call it? 弹弓手. Like you wake up in the morning and your fingers are like this.
Oh,
and then
I
you
don't
have
know
to
what the
help
English for that
it
is.
Go, yeah.
So you're stuck like this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. If you don't exercise your fingers.
Oh, that's so scary.
Yeah. So one time I cannot sleep and I play with my fingers, massage my knuckles.
Okay.
Massage. Oh, it feels good,
Right.
And then
that does actually feel really good.
and then I go like this, like go, like all the fingers go toward myself
Okay.
for a few times, like maybe 10 times. Okay.
Oh, that feels really
good,
good.
right? Yeah, all here feels good. And then I'll extend my fingers, like almost
Like stretching.
10 times. Yeah. I keep on doing this like every day.
I have actually seen you do it.
Yeah. And then after a while, like maybe a good couple months, I play the piano and I play the trio, and it's so smooth. Okay, and then I go the octave. Usually I can hardly reach the octave, but now my fingers go like maybe half an inch more.
Half an inch?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I can play the octave like easily.
Because you used to only be able to do it
Yes,
with the left hand.
I usually just the left hand.
Yeah.
Not the right hand. Right hand is very difficult. Hinders me in the grade 8 exam.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So you had this problem since
Yeah.
like you were a kid.
I wish I know to do this in my teenage, then I have no problem. Whatever instruments you're playing, it doesn't matter. It just help you to relax your muscles and,
I mean,
and
this
do
is
a much better job.
This is basically like stretching, but for your like fine motor skill muscles, right? Because we don't stretch enough. I think our like tiny muscles.
I think so. Because it's that time I play an introduction to a church song.
Yeah.
And I have to go like fast. I didn't even practice like maybe twice. And it goes
Smooth.
like smoothly. And I said, what?
I didn't practice. Why is this good?
Even when I was a teenager and I practiced like crazy, I don't get this effect.
Maybe it's because you were practicing so much when you were young and you were actually really tight because of it.
Oh,
What do you think?
never thought of it.
Like it could be.
And no one tells me to relax
stretch.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the
okay.
thing is, like, I wouldn't imagine that any teacher would even think of telling you to
No,
stretch.
no.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I only know now to tell my students after many years of teaching. I feel like nowadays there's more of an awareness of like physically what is happening to you and how that actually affects how you play.
I am glad.
I think that's so much healthier, right? Yes. Because before it was all just like practice.
Just technique. Nothing about your actual muscles.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the actual muscles affects your technique
Directly.
Yeah, I had to switch my posture 3 times over the course of a year to be able to play this crazy song. It's the Iber Flute Concerto. Like this.
Wow.
It's the same type of thing. It's a physical change that you have to make.
Yes.
And so you're actually doing this like physical thing, right?
It feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
The physical things that you change for yourself in order to play better should actually make you feel more comfortable. You should not get pain in order to play better.
Yeah.
At least in my growing up, injuries in playing music and stuff like that, very common.
Hi. Yes.
There was no prevention because you had to practice all the time. So it's just like, oh well, too bad. It was that kind of attitude to it rather than taking preventative measures. I don't think it's just us. Like I noticed that other people too are paying more attention to like taking preventative measures.
And taking care of your own body.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed our conversation.
Yes.
If you guys can show your parents this video and see it from your perspective, I feel like that would be comforting.
The first thing we need to consider is if our kids like what they choose.
In terms of like being able to sustain a career, you have to like it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, you're just gonna burn out.
Yeah.
Like in the end,
And
you're gonna suffer, and then you're not gonna make money out of it. If you suffer too long mentally, it can actually affect you physically too.
True.
Love you, Ma. Thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome.
And
I'm more than happy to do this.
I guess I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
And you will see them next time, whenever that time is.
Yeah, next time, yeah.
All right. Laters, guys.
Bye.
I memorized this whole thing. Are you proud of me?
Oh my goodness.
The entire thing. Also, I need to tell you the exposition of the last movement. Okay, you see that? Okay, C. Okay. When it comes back, when the recapitulation, it's half a step higher.
No. Half a step?
Half a step.
Oh no.